basket. And I think Roy Hinson was just a little bit too anxious there.
Well, when you're that close to the basket, if you don't get the ball just as it's being released, more often than not, you're going to get the goaltending call. The Celtics are going to take a 20-second timeout with that 20-18 lead.
So far, Jack, the ebb and flow in this basketball game has been really at a breakneck pace. Both teams are trying to run against the other. They haven't been that successful in doing it. The shooting has been off a little bit, but there is a great degree of tension that fills the Coliseum tonight. The Cavaliers battling to stay alive. Boston trying to get rid of the pesky Cavaliers. They are really, I think, as Bird said, surprised that the Cavs have been around this long. Bird said they've been around too long as far as I'm concerned. So the Boston Celtics are playing it tough tonight, and the Cavs not budging too much.
Larry Bird will get a free throw. He is an outstanding free throw shooter, 88% on the year. Unbelievably, he missed 4 free throws in game 1. 9-point quarter for Larry Bird, 3-point Boston lead. Baggs now working against Ray Williams. Bagley spins on Williams. The fall away off the glass, good.
Well, when John Bagley starts putting in those circus shots, that's a sign he's in for a good night.
Ray Williams defensively cannot stay with John Bagley if Baggs' shot is falling. In the lane to Parrish, over Hinson. Bird was there but left it short.
Couldn't get much leverage on him with that bad elbow.
Lonnie Shelton blocked by McHale, and McHale on the run. Around and in.
There's a sign of a 6-foot 10-inch athlete who is graceful in action. Kevin McHale with a nice touch. A lot of guys would throw a brick up there, but he had the soft touch off the rim.
23-20, 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Edgar working against Bird. Double clutch, around no. Edgar thought he should have gotten a foul. Ray Williams pushing the ball ahead. In the lane to Johnson. Hinson rejects it and comes away with it.
Oh, what a fine block by Roy.
Edgar, here he comes.
Oh, my. Ray Williams, that's close to a flagrant foul.
The Celtics are going to take time.
Let's see it once again. Jack Edgar on the break. Williams from the right side really bangs it.
Timeout on the floor. 2:43 to play in the quarter. Boston 23, the Cavs 20.
When you're looking for the best in life, you know you've got it right here.
There's still a place where the grain is rich, the water's pure, beer is beer, and the brand is Miller.
Miller's made the American way. Born and brewed in the USA. Just as proud as the people who are drinking it today.
Miller Beer. Purity you can see, quality you can taste.
Miller's made the American way.
WMMS with Jeff Kinsbaum.
Cavs again within 1. We're down to 2 minutes in the period. Ray Williams from 20, good again.
Boy, he is going to give John Bagley a lot to think about down low and outside.
Ron Anderson and Ben Poquette will come in at the next stop and play for the Cavs. Inside to Roy Hinson. Over Parrish, good. Roy with 4. The Cavs by a 1-point deficit again. Ray Williams on the move, around the rim and in.
He took John Bagley down low and fired up the one-hander, and Ray Williams can hit those acrobatic shots.
1:25 to play in the period. John Bagley over Williams, around the rim. No, EJ, what a tip and a foul to go with it on Larry Bird, I believe. No, Robert Parrish.
It is on Parrish, Jack, and what a stick back by Edgar, and that electrifies the crowd.
EJ with 4. A free throw could knot it at 29 as you look at Ben Poquette, who comes into the ball game. Ben averaging in the playoffs 8 points a ball game. Edgar can tie the game. He does. We are deadlocked at 29, the 6th tie of the period.
And Ron Anderson in the game for the Cavs in the backcourt, replacing World.
Bird and Edgar. Gets around him. Puts it up and in, and a foul to go with it. That is vintage Larry Bird. 11-point period for Larry Bird. Watch it again. He got E.J. leaning the wrong way.
And look at the contact applied by Poquette. Really, the foul should have gone on Poquette. They called it on Edgar Jones. But the contact, and Bird still had enough on the shot to put it in.
12-point quarter for Larry Bird, a 3-point Boston lead.
He plays better with one wing than with two.
Ron Anderson, good move around Johnson, in and out. Poquette kept the rebound alive. Loose ball foul on either Bird or McHale. I think it'll go on Larry Bird.
It is on Larry Bird, and for Bird is second.
Both teams are over the limit. Ronnie Anderson surprised Dennis Johnson with the head and shoulder fake. And Ronnie just a little too strong, but Ben Poquette, the wily veteran, right there for the offensive rebound. Ben is into the book. He is an outstanding free throw shooter at nearly 80% on the year.
Second best on the Cavs next to Johnny Davis.
Boston by a point with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Scott Wedman into the lineup, playing a forward spot. They have got Parrish out of the ball game, so they've got McHale in the middle. Cavs just couldn't quite run the break. E.J. over Bird, good again.
Holy smokes. Edgar Jones from the outside has come up with some big points over the last 2 weeks.
7 points in the period for Edgar Jones. The Cavs have regained the lead, and they're on their feet again here in Cleveland. Williams on the move, running the clock down. Over Lonnie Shelton, no. Bird pushed off. It would have counted. The Cavs, after 12 minutes of basketball, are on the top side. Cleveland 33, Boston 32. We'll be right back.
Gotta make it happen. Come on, Cavs. Gotta make it happen. Come on, Cavs. Gotta make it happen. Come on.
The mystery of the damp basement.
Have big house problem. Bad odors come from wet basement. Great detective perplexed. What can do?
Hey, Pop, I've got a great idea.
I have same.
In the lane, Maxwell, then Poquette for the foul.
Now, Maxwell would have laid it in, and Poquette decided I'll just hammer him and see if he can hit two at the line.
You'll watch it again, the body slam by Ben Poquette. Maxwell, of course, coming off arthroscopic knee surgery on February 20th. He played 20 minutes Tuesday night. It was the most basketball he has played since the operation.
The loss of Cedric Maxwell, Jack, has really, with the lack of playing time, has really hampered K.C. Jones' frontline rotation. Of all the injuries for the Celtics, I think that has been the biggest one.
Cavs by a pair. Edgar over Wedman. No, rebound Wedman.
Edgar did not follow his own shot that time.
Edgar thought it was down.
That's why.
Ray Williams going to try a three. E.J. with the rebound. Bags on the move. Wheel and deal.
Now the Celtics run it the other way. That's 6 for Bagley.
Johnson slips and falls, and the turnover comes Cleveland's way. A steal on the inbound. Johnson to Ray Williams.
The horn had sounded, Jack.
The horn had sounded. All of that would not count. It'll be the Cavs' ball. All of that action will not count. You're right, Nev.
The players cannot hear the horn. Some of the referees cannot hear the horn. The roar is so deafening here, but there was a substitution being made, and the horn had sounded.
So it has to be Cavs basketball. Larry Bird comes back in. Dennis Johnson sits down. That means that Scott Wedman is into the backcourt. You will have Wedman and Williams at guards. Maxwell, Bird, and McHale across the front line. Shelton, good again.
Oh, Lonnie, the last game buried about 4 or 5 of those 15-footers.
Wedman from just inside the three-point line, way off the mark. Rebound to Bagley. A little too tall for E.J. Here come the Celts on the run. Maxwell, and they're going to call the foul on Ben Poquette. And Ben didn't like it. He thought that it was just enough to hamper Maxwell, but Ed Rush said no, got him with the thigh.
Great pass by Ray Williams to Maxwell. Williams on the dead run threaded the needle. Previous time down the floor, the Cavs tried that fancy alley-oop. It might have been better just to slow things down a bit.
Cedric Maxwell, 2 out of 3 now at the line. Robert Parrish will come in and Kevin McHale will sit down. You can see the return of action for Cedric Maxwell changes that rotation for the Celtics. On the front line, they can get a little more rest for guys like McHale and Bird.
McHale has been averaging 43 minutes per game in the playoff series and had the one game of 47 minutes in game 2.
Cavs by 4. They have led by as many as 6. Boston is also led by that margin. Inside Poquette, over Parrish, too long, Bird the rebound. Williams pulls up. Rebound Shelton. Good pass to Bagley. Baggs goes inside and is hammered by Scott Wedman. And now Ray Williams and Ron Anderson display some tempers. It's that kind of night.
Now the tension is so thick in here you could slice it with a machete. And Ray Williams and Ronnie Anderson mix it up.
See if we can see any of it, Nev.
Good outlet pass by Shelton. Now Anderson hit him with the elbow from behind, but Ronnie was just trying to position himself for a rebound. And I think Williams misinterpreted that knock, and he took a look around and said, hey, rookie, not in the playoffs to me, you don't.
Get it from ground level. Baggs fouled by Wedman. There you saw the bump from Anderson. And Williams first said something and then threw a punch, and Ronnie Anderson responded. And now I think they're trying to decide if they're going to call double fouls.
The officials are Eddie Rush and Hugh Hollins, the alternate Billy Sarr, and they have their hands full.
That's his first team first.
That's all they're going to do.
Technical foul.
No.
Double technicals. One on Anderson, one on Williams.
And now the Celtics will take time, and we'll do likewise. 9:42 to play in the first half. The Cavs on top by 4. We'll be right back.
This year, thousands of people who thought they bought a house paint that would...
Down to an early lead. The Celtics took the lead at 8-6. Make it, yes, at 8-6 with 8:33 to go in the first period. Led or were tied until the Cavs regained the lead with 24 seconds to play in the first quarter on a Lonnie Shelton basket. And they have maintained the edge, kicked it out to 6 early in the quarter. It is now 4, but John Bagley with a couple of free throws coming.
Balanced scoring so far for the Cavs, Jack, and again a lot off the bench, courtesy of Edgar Jones, and lately Lonnie Shelton getting in on the act. But as we mentioned in the open, the Cavs guards must have a big game tonight offensively, not just World Free, but John Bagley. So far the guards are hitting 7 out of 15 for the Cavs, 5 out of 15 for the Celtics guards. So the Cavs guards are holding their own and then some offensively.
John Bagley with his first free throw, 7 points on the night for Baggs. He had just 6 points in the entire game Tuesday night. Cavs again by 6.
Boston has cooled off. They're now hitting 44% for the game, 48% for the Cavs.
Larry Bird. Williams on the baseline, leaves it short. Ronnie Anderson with the good defensive board.
And good defense by John Bagley on Williams.
Cavs have been able to get a good rest for World. He'll come back in at the next stop. Hubs inside to Lonnie Shelton. Good defense by Larry Bird. World Free and Kevin Williams come into the ball game. John Bagley and Ron Anderson will sit down. World back in with 8 points. Kevin Williams making his first appearance of the evening. Dennis Johnson returns for the Celtics. Ray Williams sits down. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Now they want DJ in there now that World's back in.
Poquette over Parrish. Rebound Shelton. Back up. Around and in.
Lonnie Shelton playing like a man possessed. You know it's the second season when Lonnie plays at both ends of the floor like he has in this 4-game series today.
An 8-point Cavs lead, the biggest of either team, and we've got a foul on Phil Hubbard, and that is his third. So Hubbs on the floor for just seconds has picked up his third personal. Hubbs had an 8-point first quarter.
His third personal, team third.
Third team foul on the Cavs as well.
World with pressure on Wedman. Now Wedman will fire the three short. Wedman gets the rebound. DJ on the move. Off the glass.
Scott Wedman gets credit for keeping that play alive. He never gave up on the shot once it was missed.
8.5 to play in the second period. The Cavs by 6. World from downtown. Bingo.
Oh, my.
World with 10.
And, you know, Bird had a hand in his face. That was not an uncontested jumper.
When World is in rhythm, not too many guys can do much about it. Johnson will work against Kevin Williams. Captain Crunch. Larry Bird good again. First, second quarter field goal, 14 in the game.
Makes it look easy.
World outside the three-point line. Wedman with a big size advantage, with the good pick by Poquette. Ben couldn't quite get the tip to fall, and Bird comes away with the ball. The Celts run so much better when Larry Bird is in the game. Maxwell on the baseline. 5 points in the period for Cedric Maxwell. The Cavs lead is cut to 4. And we've got a foul on Cedric Maxwell as Phil Hubbard tried to establish position.
He and Maxwell were really banging against each other, and Maxwell wrapped his long arms around Hubbs and nearly strangled him.
Ben Poquette will inbound the ball. Roy Hinson replaces Phil Hubbard. Hubbs has to sit down with the 3 personals. Boy, Ben just got that ball in.
About a second away from being whistled.
Kevin Williams on the baseline against DJ. Hinson from 15. No. Roy struggling a little bit with the outside shot. Celts just don't want him to work inside. Maxwell has it, lost it, got it back, missed it. Parrish jammed it back in. 4 for Robert Parrish. The Cavs' 8-point lead is now 2.
Hinson really has not been able to work inside, Jack, and I think George Karl wants to talk about that because the Cavs have just called time.
7:03 to play here in period number 2. It is Boston coming back on the Cavs. Cleveland 45, the Celtics 43.
I remember
with a 6-point run have cut a Cavs lead down to 2 with just about half of the second quarter remaining, and the Celtics shooting certainly picked up in that last segment, Nev.
Larry Bird overall now 6 for 9 in the game, Jack, and as you mentioned, the Celtics run so much better when Larry Bird is in the lineup. Even if he is not handling the ball all the time, just his mere presence indicates to the other players, let's get out on the fast break and get it going. I think one thing bothering Roy Hinson is the fact that the first time he tried to go inside, Bird positioned himself in front of Roy. Roy was called for the charging foul, and he thought he had the clear lane, and I think Roy has been reluctant to try it again.
Another factor, Boston has had 11 points off the bench tonight. They had only 10 for the entire game on Tuesday. World looking inside, and we're going to get Maxwell for hanging on to Roy Hinson.
Now that'll help. If Roy gets the idea that every time he is grabbed from behind, they might call it, and Ed Rush called it there, Roy might become more aggressive.
Cavs need to maintain during this stretch when they've got Kevin Williams on the floor because they give up offense. Lonnie with his first miss of the night. Celts can tie. Give and go to Maxwell from Bird, and Cedric was not ready for it. Parrish is fouled by Shelton. It wasn't much, but Hugh Hollins was right there. He had the best view of anybody. Let's watch it again.
Watch Parrish on the turnaround. Lonnie gets the right hand in there, and he may have been called more for the left hand and pushing him just a little bit. Hard to tell on the replay.
4th team foul on the Cavs, but it was a shooting foul. So Robert Parrish will get a couple. Parrish with 4 points in the ball game. First time at the line. 74% on the year, and that was one of the reasons why it wasn't a better percentage.
Only the second miss for Boston at the line tonight.
Now a 1-point ball game.
Celtics are now 10 out of 12 at the line.
World against Wedman. That's a big difference in size. Kevin Williams. That's a big hoop.
Oh, that is mighty big. You said it, Jack. Not often that Kevin hits from the top of the key.
Wedman from behind is fouled by World.
Second on World, and that puts Wedman at the line.
Also puts the Cavs over the limit with 6:05 remaining here in the second quarter. So the Celtics, the best free throw shooting team in the NBA, could potentially get a lot of opportunities. They have hit 86% of their shots in the first 3 games of the playoffs at the line.
Better than they did during the regular season, and Wedman misses to the delight of this huge throng. They were 81% from the line as a team during the season.
Well, Scott Wedman, after a 30-point night on Tuesday, gets his first point of the evening. The Cavs by a pair. Mel Turpin going to come in for the Cavs. World in the mismatch with McHale. Works inside. Rebound Parrish.
Hinson and McHale really banged into each other.
Johnson has to go back out to Bird, and he is fouled with a good head fake. And Ben Polkett has picked up his 3rd personal. So the Cavs in some foul problems. Lonnie Shelton gets the breather. Mel Turpin comes in. Shelton sits down with 6 points and a foul. Ben Polkett with that foul there now has 3. He'll have to come out, and Edgar Jones must return.
Edgar back in for Ben, and you saw on the replay the step around by Larry Bird after the fake, and Polkett really was helpless. He couldn't do much about it.
Larry Bird 2 for 2 at the line, 14 points in the ball game. If he makes another one, we'll be tied again. Not quite as physical a ball game thus far as it was Tuesday night. Bird ties the ball game. Both teams trying for more transition opportunities.
A little more running tonight is right, Jack.
John Bagley will come back in for the Cavs when he can. World against Wedman. World inside, couldn't get the shot off. 5 on the shot clock. Edgar over Bird, in and out.
Tough break for Edgar. Headed halfway down.
Parrish with the long run. Mel Turpin got caught. Parrish with the run. The Celtics regain the lead. Mark West will come in for the Cavs. World to Williams on the baseline. 10 on the shot clock. Good pick by Edgar. It's a 3. And we got a foul on
McHale, I believe.
Second on McHale. 4 on the Celtics as a team.
Mark West back in for the Cavs in the middle. Turpin quickly sits down after Parrish eluded him on that last Celtics fast break.
And now the board only lists him with 1 personal, but I have him for 2.
I have him for 2 as well, Jack.
Edgar Jones with 8 points in the ball game. Cavs can tie if EJ hits another one. Deadlocked again.
Big game out of Edgar so far, and that is just what the Cavs have needed.
Johnson against John Bagley, who is back in the ball game. Mark West is now on McHale. McHale over West, short, rebound Hinson. World open, baseline, Hinson for the hook.
Beautiful shot.
And the Cavs regain the lead. 6 points for Roy Hinson. First basket of the second quarter for the big guy.
He challenged both Parrish and McHale.
Bird, left wing, too long. Hinson the rebound. And they're going to call a loose ball foul on Scott Wedman. Scott Wedman picks up his second. The Celts go over the limit, and the Cavs will get free throws.
The Cavs went over the limit, and we still had more than 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter, but so far that hasn't hurt them. The Celtics have not been able to march to the line consistently. So the Cavs playing smart basketball here in the last 2.5 minutes, even though they have not been able to build much of a lead.
Roy Hinson with 7, 3 of 3 at the foul line now.
Cavs are still perfect at the line tonight. Probably shouldn't have said that now that Hinson's going to eye the second one. Oh, 11 out of 11.
Cavs again by 4. They led by 8. The Celts regained the lead, and the Cavs have fought back again. McHale and West really going at it underneath the hoop. Bird on the move. Walked with the ball, and we'll get a 3-second violation. Good defense by Edgar Jones.
Excellent defense by Edgar. Those long arms bothered Bird just a bit.
Baggs got a pass from West back to himself. Roy inside, and an offensive foul on Roy Hinson. George Karl can't believe it. Second personal on Roy. 3:45 to play. The Cavs by 4. Second time Roy's been on the move. He's been called for the offensive foul. DJ with the size advantage didn't get the shot, but got the foul on John Bagley.
First one on Baggs in the game, and not much he could do about giving away 4 inches to DJ once DJ got around him.
Johnson's been to the line 4 times already tonight. That is part of the Boston strategy to get Johnson working down low, take advantage of his size, and also try and draw the personals. Johnson, good again.
I don't think we're going to see much of Danny Ainge the rest of the basketball game, Jack.
I think it's either going to be Scott Wedman or Ray Williams in the backcourt. 3:25 to play in the second quarter. EJ on the move. Good pass underneath to Mark West. The shot will go, and a foul on Larry Bird. Great pass by Edgar Jones.
And good presence by Mark West to control it. I don't really think West was anticipating Edgar passing all the way, because Edgar, as you watch the replay, was at least 2 feet up in the air, but West maintained his balance and dropped it in. Celtics wanted a walking call.
Mark from the line. When he hits him, you really got it going.
Oh, you're on a roll when he drops one in. A 49% shooter from the line.
Cavs by 5. Larry Bird still in the ball game with those 3 personals. Wedman against World, forces it. Parrish the rebound, and Roy Hinson with the foul. I believe that's who they'll call it on. Yep, and that's 3 on Roy Hinson. That'll get Lonnie Shelton back in the ball game.
The Cavs are getting into some foul problems on the front line. Hubbard with 3. Hinson now with 3, and Ben Poquette on the bench with 3.
Roy sits down with 8 points in the first half. Shelton comes back in with 6. Robert Parrish, who was 1 of 2 at the line, is now 1 of 3. You could see that as soon as it left his hand that it wasn't going to fall.
Larry Bird is out of the game now, and Cedric Maxwell back in.
Parrish gets that one to roll around and in. He's got 8. The Cavs by 4 with 3 to play in the second quarter. Bagley against Dennis Johnson. Reverse layup. Baggs with a 10-point first half.
That's the penetration the Cavs need underneath by the bag man.
Johnson double team. Maxwell over West. Ball loose on the floor to Shelton. EJ walked with the ball. Good call by Ed Rush.
Yeah, it was. Parrish was there to bother him just a bit, and EJ didn't know whether to reverse the layup or jam it, and he was caught in between.
Tough turnover for the Cavs. The Celts trying to slow it down a little bit. Wedman from long range, and World with the cheap foul, and he's got 3.
World can't afford to get those kind of fouls.
Scott Wedman will get a couple of free throw opportunities.
I'm glad you're doing the play-by-play, Jack. I wouldn't have been able to take it tonight.
Scott Wedman with his second point of the night. He's now 2 of 3 at the line. Wedman with 3. The Cavs by 4. Cavs working a two-man game with World and Edgar. World on the move, in the lane, the little jump hook, no. EJ the follow, yes, and he's fouled.
That's a piece of good fortune for the Cavs right there, because World was bothered by Wedman. As you watch it again, and it came right down to EJ, an air ball. Certainly wasn't intended that way, but the Cavs will take it.
The foul went on Kevin McHale, and he's got 3. EJ with a 12-point first half.
Oh, the fans love what Edgar Jones has done tonight.
Wedman on the move over Shelton, in and out. Rebound McHale, up and in, and Mark West with a cheap foul. And West has 3. The three-point play is the quick way for the Celtics to get back into this one.
Wedman with the errant shot, but Kevin McHale, as West did not seal out, is right there, and very few players in the league are better at offensive rebounding than Kevin McHale. In fact, he's averaging 10 rebounds per game in this series and 3 off the offensive boards.
McHale misfires, so the Cavs still lead by 5. World on the move is fouled by Wedman. The basket won't count.
Well, they could have almost called a continuation play on that, but World did not get it from Hugh Hollins.
Third personal on Scott Wedman. There's a lot of bodies with fouls tonight, and Danny Ainge is back into the ball game for that reason.
Well, if it weren't for that, I don't think we'd see a lot of Ainge. Ainge back in with 2 points, and Wedman sits down with 3. But this is not exactly Danny Ainge's kind of ball game tonight.
World with 11.
Danny Ainge is under a lot of pressure, as we mentioned earlier, Jack. Last year, Gerald Henderson was the point guard and led the Celtics to the championship, and then they traded him to Seattle, a controversial trade.
World and the Cavs remain perfect. World with 12. The Cavs 17 of 17 at the line here in the first half.
Ainge wants to prove that he'll be the point guard to take Boston to yet another championship. It hasn't worked out that way against the Cavs so far.
Down low to Parrish. Over Lonnie. Good.
That one almost hit the scoreboard above the backboard.
Parrish with a 10-point first half. Look at this mismatch. Robert Parrish on World. Danny Ainge with a dumb foul on Lonnie Shelton.
No problem with doubling the ball, but there was no need for the foul. You try to rip that out of Lonnie's arms, it's like taking something out of the hands forged by LTV steel.
World will sit down for the final 118, so he doesn't pick up a 4th personal. Ron Anderson comes into the ball game. Lonnie Shelton will go to the line. Boy, what a difference it is to shoot free throws at home.
That is the
one
first
finally
miss.
crawls off after 18 in a row. Lonnie Shelton has to settle for 1 of 2. 1:10 to play in the first half. Ainge all alone underneath as Ron Anderson lost his man. Danny Ainge with 4. Cavs by 4, and they'll take a 20-second timeout.
Good call by George Karl, because you just can't afford to let Danny Ainge slip underneath like that. And Ronnie Anderson, the Cavs have put in some new plays both offensively and defensively with Johnny Davis out of there. And Ronnie Anderson, I don't think, has really been able to grasp everything that's going on that quickly. Ronnie Anderson, entering tonight, had seen just very limited duty in this playoff series, and certainly, Jack, that would have to be somewhat of a problem.
Cavs with 59 seconds to play in the first half, leading by 4. They want to try and at least maintain that margin, if not extend it, in this final minute. The bench has done the job again.
You saw a glimpse of Larry Bird, the man they love to hate here in the Coliseum tonight, and Unfortunately, after the one beer can came sailing out of the seats early in the first quarter, we have not had a repeat of that episode. In fact, the fans are just playing into the game now, as they should be.
Cavs with 23 first-half points off the bench. The Celtics with 14, and Lonnie almost threw that one away. Baggs lost the dribble. 12 on the shot clock now.
Bird on World.
World from 20, air ball. Loose on the floor to DJ. And who do we have the foul on?
It's either on Lonnie or World.
Lonnie Shelton. Or Lonnie, his second, will hike it down to the other end. And Dennis Johnson, who was had a good first half, particularly at the foul line, 6 of 6 with 10 points overall. World had a little more time. I think he rushed that shot just a little bit. He was worried about the shot clock. Celtics only have 7 field goals here in the second quarter. So they have been to the foul line. They have made 17 free throws in the second quarter. And Mr. Johnson got them both. 12 in the ball game for DJ. A 2-point Cavs lead with 38 seconds to go in the half. At halftime, we'll talk with Cavs general manager Harry Weltman. World on the move. Baggs open in the corner.
Got to take that shot.
Rebound loose, and Edgar Jones for the loose ball foul. And Edgar now has 3. So the Cavs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men with 3 personal fouls.
Well, at least it's spread around. You don't have 1 or 2 that have 4 or 5 at this particular time. But the way this is developing, Jack, 1 or 2 are going to get the rest of the evening off before we finish regulation play. You don't want to put this guy on the line, even if his right elbow is hurting.
Bird misses.
Maybe you do.
And listen to the crowd. Bird was 17. The Cavs can use every tick of the final 24 that is now down to 15. World against DJ. Lonnie going to try and set the pick. 8 on the clock. World on the move. Off the glass and good.
What a shot by World.
2 seconds from half court. No. So the Cavs, leading by a point at the end of the first quarter, kicking out 2 more. Great 24 minutes of basketball. At halftime, the Cavs on top, 66-63. Stand by. Gary Short is coming up next with the Channel 4.
Rather flamboyant and enthusiastic play, Jack, that gave the Cavs the lift they needed just when Boston was making a big run.
Boston made the run in the second quarter, but EJ with 7 in the first period, 5 in the second, and as Nev mentioned, a 3-point play really negated a strong run by the Celtics. The Cavs have Roy Hinson, Phil Hubbard, Mark West, World Free, Ben Poquette, and Edgar Jones, all with 3 personal fouls. John Bagley has 1, and Lonnie Shelton has 2. 9 of the 11 Cavs were in the scorebook in the first half of action. Only Ron Anderson and Mel Turpin failed to score. For the Boston Celtics, they were paced by Larry Bird with 17 points. Bird with 12 in the first quarter. After that, 2 other men in double figures. Dennis Johnson with 12 and Robert Parrish with 10. Kevin McHale was held to just 6, make it 7 points in the first half as he hit a pair of 1 out of 2 free throws in the late stretch. Cedric Maxwell came off the bench with 5. Scott Wedman with 3. Ray Williams with 6 off the bench. Danny Ainge with a pair of baskets. So the Celtics have had a few more free throw opportunities. In fact, 8 more free throw opportunities than the Cavs, but they have missed 6 free throws in the first half, while the Cavs missed but 1 free throw, going 18 of 19. And the bench once again doing the job, Nev, as they have outscored the Boston bench 23-14 through the first 2 periods.
Excuse me, Jack. The Cavs so far holding their own and then some on the boards with Boston. They have out-rebounded the Celtics 25-21. Again, the key in the second half, can John Bagley maintain the pace? He may have to play all 24 minutes in the second half. Bagman with 10 points in the first half, and John Bagley with a number of assists. We don't have the official total, but the Cavs need Bags in the second half as much, if not more, than they had him in the first half.
Nevin, I'll be back with the second half action from the Coliseum. 66-63 Cavs. We'll be back right after this.
It's underway for those fans who have caught Cavs fever during the second half of this 84-85 season and want to get involved next year on a wholesale basis. What better way than the Cavs early bird season ticket sales, and they are available right now for next season. And for more information, you can call the Cavs ticket sales director Rich Rollins at the Coliseum, 659-9100, in Akron, 867-8910. Rich Rollins, the Cavs ticket director, will put those early bird season tickets in your pocket.
Cavs with Bagley, Free, Hinson, West, and Hubbard, their starting 5. Boston with Ains, Johnson, Bird. Lob into Mark West. No, but he got the foul on Larry Bird, I believe. Larry Bird with number 4. Larry Bird picks up his 4th personal in the first 13 seconds of the second half. One change for the Celtics. They have Cedric Maxwell starting and Kevin McHale on the bench. Mark West line drives his 4th point of the ball game. The Cavs leading by 4.
We'll have to check on Bird's foul situation, Jack. They held up 3 across the way at the official scores table. So, and the noise is so deafening again that we can't hear all the announcements.
Mark West 2 out of 3 at the line. The Celtics with the basketball. Dennis Johnson will work the backcourt with Ainge. DJ backing in on World. And Dennis Johnson starts off just as he did in the first quarter. He has 14 in the ball game.
Boy, they have sent him down low the entire game. I think he's taken only 1 shot from outside of about 12 or 13 feet.
Roy Hinson against Cedric Maxwell, double team. They go back out to Bagley, open, in and out. Rebound, Hubbard lost it, got it back.
He never gives up.
World on the move to the glass. No. Rebound comes out to Bird. Ainge on the break. Danny Ainge was 6. The Celtics have tied things at 67. The crowd trying to get the Cavs going again. Bagley around a Hinson pick, looking for World. Maxwell almost with the steal, and then World inadvertently kicks it into the backcourt. No over and back because he was hassled by. How about hit a 3 to beat the shot clock?
The shot clock was down to 1 second, and Hubbard puts in a prayer for a 3-pointer. I'll bet that's his first 3-pointer of the entire season.
Larry Bird on the right wing will fire and hit. Bird with 19. He'll get his 30 again. We're tied. Still a 1-point Cavs lead after the 3-pointer by Phil Hubbard. Hinson and Maxwell, and they're going to call Roy Hinson for the offensive foul. Boy, Ed Rush and Roy Hinson have not gotten along real well tonight. Roy's got 4 personals.
And quickly, Edgar Jones strips off the sweatsuit, and he is coming off the Cavs bench.
The veteran Maxwell got the advantage there against the second-year Hinson. Give and go. DJ almost lost the ball.
The 3-pointer by Hubbard was only the 2nd of his NBA career.
Johnson is short. Bird is sent to the deck. And Phil Hubbard is called for his 4th personal. So just what George Karl did not want to have happen. Hubbard and Hinson pick up fouls in the first 2.5 minutes of the 3rd quarter. Ainge, as Bagley gives him a lot of room. And now we get a 3-second illegal defense called on World Free. That is only a warning, the first time in the ball game that it has been called on the Cavs. Fresh 24 for Boston. They can regain the lead with a basket. Bird inside, around and in.
Good pass by Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge trying to keep his playing time out on the floor. He's come out very aggressively here in the third quarter. Boston quiets the crowd as they have regained the lead. World working on DJ, got him in the air, didn't get the ball to fall, but got the foul on DJ. Second on Johnson. World will go to the line. He has got 14 points in the ball game. He was 2 of 2 at the line in the first half. 9:07 to play here in the third period. Around and out.
It's only the Cavs' third miss at the line tonight.
Cavs 19 of 22 at the line. Boston 21 of 27. World has 15. The Cavs are deadlocked with Boston at 71. Parrish and West going at it inside. Ainge goes into Parrish. He carries the ball. Good defense by World and Bagley to help out on Mark West.
As you indicated, Jack, Bagley doubled on the ball as soon as Parrish brought it down around his knees. Bags was in there trying to pry it loose.
Cavs with a chance to regain the lead. Bags looking inside for Hubbard. Too long. Hubbs can't save it. It belongs to Boston. Larry Bird came from the weak side, and John Bagley had to toss it a little farther than he wanted to. Hubbs couldn't control it. Johnson directs traffic. They look down low for Parrish. Maxwell backs in. They go instead to Bird. Bird from 20. Good. Larry Bird with 23-6 here in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half.
It's that step back set shot of his. Tough to block it.
World inside. Dishes off to West. Has to go out to EJ. Edgar is still red hot.
Edgar Jones with 14, and he has provided the big hoop when the Cavs have needed it.
And we'll get a holding call on Edgar Jones as they tried to run the lob to Larry Bird.
That's 4 on Edgar.
It is the third team foul, or the second team foul on the Cavs. The Hinson foul was an offensive foul. There's going to be a lot of bodies fouling out tonight. Parrish with Ainge on the wing with 15 on the clock. Bagley picked his pocket, and the foul on Danny Ainge. The loose ball foul after Bagley picked his pocket. Ainge has 3. The Celtics have 3 team fouls.
Well, when you look at the expression on Danny Ainge's face, it's like he's never been called for a foul before in his life.
We are deadlocked at 73. This has been a real banging third quarter thus far.
Bruising.
World over Johnson. Yes, and the foul. Dennis Johnson with 3, and World with 17 in the ball game. He'll look for 18 at the line.
Jack, when World gets that rotation on the ball, and watch the high jumping maneuver, the perfect rotation and arc on it. You could have 5 hands in his face and he'd still make it.
18 in the ball game for World. The Cavs now by 2, and Boston wants time. Make it 3 as I do my mathematics properly. 7:36 to play here in the third quarter. The Cavs 76, Boston 73. We'll be right back.
And there you see one of the more intelligent spectators tonight. World B with that 21-foot jump shot, and DJ with a foul in the subsequent 3-point play. World has hit 7 out of 17 so far. Larry Bird, the top marksman in the game, 9 out of 13.
Shot clock never moves, so we'll have to kick it down a few seconds. 5 seconds ticked off the clock. The Cavs 3 of 5 here in the third quarter and 3 of 5 at the line. Boston 5 of 6 here in the third quarter. They are now 50% in the ball game at 26 of 52. The Cavs 27 of 56, and the three-pointer has been the difference in the game. That three-pointer by Phil Hubbard. Bird all alone. Larry Bird is ready to go here with 25 in a game, 8 in the third quarter.
And he's now hit 10 out of 14 from the floor.
John Bagley looking inside for Phil Hubbard, being guarded closely by Cedric Maxwell. Now the switch, and Hubbs with the mismatch on Ainge, works in the lane, puts it up around the rim. No, he went to the deck. Parrish with the rebound. Boston can regain the lead. We have had 6 lead changes and 9 ties in the ball game. Bird down low to Maxwell, has to throw it back out to Bird. He'll fire the 3. Around, no. And the offense, the loose ball foul on Mark West, as Cedric Maxwell had established good position.
That's the one thing about the Boston Celtics, Jack. You must seal out underneath. You can't give them a second crack at it, and they have been crashing the boards here in the second half.
Parrish, good defense by World, but it comes right back to Parrish. Rebound is tapped around. Ainge tries to put it up, and then we get the blocking foul on Danny Ainge.
Phil Hubbard had possession of the rebound. He turned around, and Ainge blocked his pass.
Well, one of the rules for fans who might not know all the intricacies of basketball is Ainge missed the tip. When a guy comes down, you have to give him room to turn his body when he is airborne, and Danny Ainge did not do it. Ainge now has 4 personals. Phil Hubbard with 11 points in the ball game, a 75% free throw shooter on the year. That one rolls it in.
Celtics are now over the limit. That was their 5th team foul. The Cavs have just 3.
Hubbs averaging 13 points in the playoffs. He's got 13 in this ball game.
The heart and soul.
The Cavs again by 3. 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Bird outside. He handles the ball almost every second for the Celtics. Underneath, the ball is thrown away. Bagley comes up with it. Down the floor. Reverse layup. He got a little fancy, but got away with it.
Nice move by Bagso so that Parrish couldn't block it. He went the other way, reversed it.
Cavs by 5. Johnson going to take the 3. Rebound Bagley. Down the floor for World. Over Ainge. EJ will not get it. They're going to say it's into Silt. No, they're going to call a loose ball foul on Edgar Jones. I thought you'd at least get the basket interference, but they're going to call the loose ball. Watch it again. He had the ball down before the contact was made, but Hugh Holland saw it differently. 5 fouls on Edgar Jones. George Karl is really upset.
This could be a 4-point swing right here. Cavs are up by 5. They could have been up by 7.
McHale back in the ball game for Boston. Bird with 8 on the shot clock. Underneath the DJ, 3-second violation. Good defense by the Cavs.
And Ben Poquette's about to come in.
Ben Poquette and Lonnie Shelton will come into the ball game, but not until the next stop in play. Cavs by 5. Their biggest lead was 8 at 45-37 in the second quarter. World on the move. They're going to call World for the offensive foul, and that's his 4th.
George Karl's going to have to put a uniform on before this one is done.
Cavs, of course, are short a guy tonight because Johnny Davis with the fractured jaw Tuesday night. There are only 11 players in uniform. You cannot pick up a player during the playoffs.
And that's becoming a bigger and bigger factor as we go along. Mainly because Bagley can't get a breather.
Bird down low to Parrish. Over Poquette. No. Rebound Shelton. And Lonnie wisely waits before releasing. Bags to Poquette. Over Bird. Yes! Poquette was 4.
Poquette's favorite spot on the floor. Baseline left or right.
The Cavs by 7. They're going crazy. DJ. Dennis Johnson with 16. World going quickly the other way. Puts it up. No. Rebound Bird. Transition basketball the last minute. Johnson, what a money player. Goes in the lane. Puts it up around the rim. No. Rebound Shelton. took it away from Larry Bird. Bagley down the floor. Works around Ray Williams. Puts it up, no, but he'll get the foul.
So far, John Bagley has not run out of steam. He is still keying that fast break.
Well, one thing, Nev, as we watch the foul again by Ray Williams, you have to go with the attitude, it's summer vacation if we don't win.
That's exactly right. You can rest for June, July, and most of August.
Baggs rims it out. The Cavs struggling at the foul line somewhat here in the second half.
Red Auerbach is in attendance tonight as you watch Scott Wedman come in the game to give Larry Bird a breather. You know the importance of this game when Mr. Auerbach shows up on the road.
Cavs 5 of 7 at the line in the second half. 6 of 8 as John Bagley puts in his 13th point.
And a lot of Detroit Pistons are here to watch it as well, including Chuck Daly, the head coach. They'll play the winner of this series.
Down low, McHale. They're going to give him the basket. I don't believe that one.
That's the first continuation call we've had all night long, and it goes for McHale.
Lonnie Shelton called for his 3rd personal. The foul is right there. From that angle, it was not that bad of a call. I have to not apologize to Hugh Evans, but when Hugh Hollins, but when you get that look, you can see it differently. McHale has 8 points in the ball game. Now 9 as he is 1 of 2 at the line. The 3-point play pulls the Celts within 3.
Ray Williams bothering Bagley, so Lonnie had to bring it across the timeline.
3:55 to play in period 3. Poquette on the dribble. And we've got a holding foul on Robert Parrish.
It's only his 2nd.
Yeah, we thought Tuesday's game had an awful lot of just real physical bumping and banging. Tonight it's the grabbing and holding and doing the advantages you can get away with.
Oh, this is like Gettysburg out there. The charge of the Light Brigade.
Shelton gets it the fall. Lonnie in the book now with 8 points in the ball game. 28 points for the Cavs bench. Make it 29. 85-80 Cleveland. 3:45 to play in the 3rd. Cavs trying to pressure Ray Williams. They just beat the time clock. That was 9 seconds to get the ball into the front court. Wedman is off. McHale the rebound. He puts it back up and off. Rebound Hubbard. Scott Wedman is either red hot or ice cold. Tonight he's ice cold. Baggs tries to go inside, and it was picked off by Parrish. .3:15 to play. McHale loses it, gets it back. Ray Williams open left wing. Moves over. Poquette, good move, and gets it to go.
Outstanding move by Williams.
Ray Williams with 8. 85-82 Cleveland. World looking for some help. Gonna go in the lane. Dishes off to Hubbard. Yes. Great pass by World. World is averaging 7.5 assists in the playoff.
And it's that penetration that does it.
Ray Williams gets the shooter's bounce. He's got 10. 87-84.
Boy, the ebb and flow in this one has been incredible.
The mismatch, McHale. Shelton against DJ. Puts it up in and out. Cavs thought there should have been a foul on either Johnson or McHale. So did about 20,000 referees in the stands. Parrish. Short. Rebound. Comes back to Parrish. He puts it up and in. Boy, the Celts really get the ball to bounce fortuitously. It happened in game 2. That was another example right there. Cavs with good defense. Somebody flicks the ball and it comes right back to Parrish. A 1-point Cleveland lead. Inside to Hubbard, off the glass. Great pass by Lonnie Shelton.
Now they got a mismatch underneath with Hubbard against Wedman. Hubbs has about 1.5 inches on Wedman and better jumping ability.
A 20-second timeout called by the Celtics with 1:43 to play here in the 3rd quarter and a 3-point Cavs lead and a standing O from the faithful here at the Coliseum. Now the Cavs are talking to Hugh Hollins. Are they looking to take a
Timeout, Cleveland.
Cleveland is taking the full 60-second timeout, Jack, and I think there was some confusion on that.
We will do likewise. 1:43 to play in the third quarter. The Cavs by 3. We'll be right back. 43 to play in the third quarter. The Cavs led by 3 at halftime. They have kept it at that point, and then you've got some individual numbers.
World B3 has gone cold of late, Jack. World has hit just 2 of his last 10 shots, 7 out of 19 for the game. Maybe he's saving it for crunch time when he normally shines, as he did 2 nights ago when he tied the Cavs playoff record of 32.
Ronnie Anderson has come in the ball game to give World a breather. Ray Williams down low. Parrish muscles over Hinson for 2 more. Robert Parrish with 14. The Celts have made it a 1-point ball game.
Cavs have so many men with 4 fouls that they're really struggling right now, and it might be time to see Mel Turpin for a few minutes.
Dennis Johnson with the steal initiated by Ray Williams. DJ lays it up and in, and Boston is back on top.
18 points for Dennis Johnson, and the Cavaliers are dragging right now.
1:02 to go in the third period. Ron Anderson.
Roy Hinson has not scored thus far in the third quarter.
Bagley in the corner, 5 on the shot clock. Bags will have to fire. It's short. Rebound, Ron Anderson. Turnaround. Off the glass, no. Rebound, Parrish. And they're going to call a loose ball foul on Lonnie Shelton. Hugh Hollins with the quick whistle. And Lonnie Shelton with 4.
5 Cavs have 4 fouls apiece, and Edgar Jones has 5. There is no way that they escape unscathed tonight. We still have 42 seconds left in the third quarter.
Robert Parrish will be at the line. He has been there 4 times tonight, hit 2 of them, has 14 points in the ball game, averaging 15 in the playoffs. Parrish is the guy that could really take advantage of the Cavs' foul troubles in the fourth period.
And one thing Boston has done so far, they have negated Roy Hinson offensively. Roy with just 8 points in the game. Kevin McHale has given him a bad way to go tonight.
Parrish with the pair. Boston by 3.
In fact, it's been both McHale and Parrish doubling on Hinson for the most part.
Anderson in the corner. Shelton open over Wedman. Around and out. Ray Williams with the rebound.
And the Cavs are getting only 1 shot. If they miss it, they don't get it back.
Cavs are down to 48% shooting after shooting very well in the first half.
Boston takes some time off the clock here, Jack.
All but the final 5 seconds of the period. Down low to Parrish, over Hinson. What a fall away rainbow that was. A 5-point Boston lead. Parrish with the steal to McHale. Offensive foul on Kevin McHale. Great defense by Lonnie Shelton.
And that was a pivotal play in this basketball game. A hoop there for the Celtics, and they have the run going. They lead by 5. They would have been up by 7.
They get it into Bags. He'll have to hurry. 3 seconds. 2, 1. He lays it up at the buzzer. It doesn't go. So the Cavs struggle down the stretch in period 3. Boston out to a 5-point advantage. The Celtics 94, the Cavs 89. We'll be right back. Again with their backs to the wall, trailing by 5 with a number of players in foul trouble heading into the final quarter.
And I think, Jack, the 5-point deficit entering the fourth quarter is the largest the Cavs have faced entering the final 12 minutes in any of the games in this best-of-5 playoff series. So indeed, a rather large mountain to climb. Just a reminder that if you're a youngster ages 8 to 17 and interested in basketball, the Cavs have some summer basketball camps in store for you. The first one will be June 17th through the 21st. The second, June 24th through the 28th. It's excellent basketball instruction provided by several of the Cavs players and the Cavs coaching staff as well. And for more information, you can call Ray Ebersol at 659-9100. Ray Ebersol is the Cavs Community Relations Director, and he'll have more information for you on the Cavs summer basketball camps.
Nevis talked about the absence of Roy Hinson. He got 2 offensive fouls called him on moves to the hoop, and it really negated Roy's effectiveness. According to the individual numbers of Mike Batika, Roy has only taken 4 shots from the field and only has 2 rebounds. He comes in averaging 20 points a game and 9 rebounds in the playoffs. And Robert Parrish on the other side is 7 for 11 with 8 rebounds. Bird in the corner. DJ over World. DJ is having a great second half. He's got 20 in the ball game. The Celtics have their biggest lead of the night at 7.
And they have really seized control of this game. They have negated Roy Hinson, and they have stymied World in the second half.
They go down low to Hinson. Roy a little hesitant right now. World couldn't get the shot off. Baggs with 5 on the shot clock. Works his way inside. Poquette on the baseline, loses it. And the Cavs come away with nothing, and the Celtics on a break. Bird threw it right to Lonnie Shelton.
Well, you don't see that very often. Cavs really need a basket.
World gave it to him. World with 20. The 40th game in his last 44 in which he has scored 20 or more points. And that was a big hoop. Boston by 5. We have played 1:10 of the 4th quarter. Bird will square up against Poquette in this 4th quarter. They double the ball. Williams open for the 17-footer. Rebound. Hinson had it, lost it again. Parrish inside, should be a 3-second violation. Finally, Roy with a rebound. World into the front court. Shelton over Bird. Yes. Shelton with 11.
Just won't give up. This crowd isn't going to let him die either.
Ray Williams looking inside for Bird, and a tangle of bodies, and they're going to call Ben Poquette for the foul. And now Ben has 4 personals.
Here comes Phil Hubbard back into the game. Lonnie gets a breather. Shelton sits down with 11. He has been Mr. Clutch the last couple of games.
Down low to Parrish, another rainbow. Too long this time, but Wedman with the rebound. Wedman on the move. Throws it away. Cavs can bring it back to 1.
But the Celtics keep hitting those offensive boards. They come away with more than one chance.
Now we're talking about some tired bodies. Dennis Johnson is starting to breathe a little heavier. World working against DJ to the glass. No, but he got the foul. See who they call it on. They call it on Ray Williams, I believe.
No, it's on DJ.
They did call it on DJ, and that is his 4th. World will go to the line. He is 4 of 5 at the line.
Cavs have hit 26 out of 30 from the line so far.
World is shooting about 90% from the foul line in the playoffs. On the year, he was a 75% free throw shooter.
Hey, the second season, that's when the veterans come to play.
The Cavs are back to within 1 with a 6-point run. Keyed by good defense and World. Williams walking it in. DJ over World. No. Rebound. Should have been a
loose ball on Parrish.
Hinson with a big rebound. Cavs can regain the lead. Poquette. Back out to Bagley. World on the baseline. Yes. And Boston wants time. Listen to the crowd. Timeout on the floor, 9:11 to play. The Cavs 97, Boston 96.
Gotta make it happen. Come on, Cavs.
To be impressed by the reputation of the defending world champions.
And this crowd, Jack, has really become the 6th man right now. If ever the Cavs needed the so-called home court advantage, they should have it now for the final 9 minutes and 11 seconds. John Bagley has He's not taken too many shots lately, but he's still been running the attack very well. Bags 5 out of 11. World 9 out of 21. The Cavs guards are 15 out of 35. The Celtics 14 out of 32.
Dennis Johnson works it into the front court. They're looking for Parrish down low against Roy Hinson. Bird around a McHale pick. Now McHale over Hubbard. No. But Phil Hubbard is going to be called for his 5th personal. That is the second team foul on the Cavs. And Kevin McHale will get free throws. Hubbs, no question, with the left hand. You can see it down low. Had hooked Kevin McHale on the hip. McHale with only 9 points in the ball game. Now 2 of 3 at the line as he hits number 10, and we are tied at 97.
I think McHale has given up something offensively to do something defensively. That's keep Roy Hinson out of things.
Boston regains the lead. We have had 9 lead changes in the ball game. Not to mention 10 ties.
Cavs hitting 47% of their shots, Boston 46%. It's almost a standoff in every category except the personal fouls.
World from downtown. No, McHale with a rebound. And Johnson the other way, lost the ball. World moving it ahead against Ray Williams. Puts it off the glass. And the Cavs are back on top.
26 for World.
An 8-point fourth quarter already, and we haven't even played 4 minutes. Ray Williams, offensive foul. Either that or he's, offensive. No, Kevin McHale with the foul.
That's 5 on McHale.
No, now they tell us it's his 6th personal foul. We were right before it, Kevin McHale is fouled out of the ball game.
I'm surprised that K.C. Jones still had him in there with this much time left when he had 5.
Well, the scoreboard only had him for 4.
That's why everybody was confused except the official score.
Cavs by a point.
I don't think K.C. Jones realized that he had 5 personal fouls, nor did we.
World on the move. Down the lane. Off the glass. What a shot.
My, oh my, World be free at crunch time.
Johnson thinking about a 3. Cross-court lob, Ray Williams. Works in the lane. No foul. On who? Roy Hinson, his 5th. 3rd team foul on the Cavs. Watch it again. Got him on the side of the head going to the lane. Ray Williams with 11. Make that 12 for Williams and a 1-point Cleveland lead. 7:25 to play. It's going to be an excruciating 7 minutes plus.
It'll seem like an eternity.
Hubbard.
It is in the NBA.
Hubbard in trouble, gets it back to Bagley, long range. Yes! Bagley with 15.
Cavs need some of that to loosen up the Celtics a little bit because they're really packing the middle. They're giving Bagley that shot.
Lonnie Shelton trying to get in for Roy Hinson if they can get the clock stopped without Roy picking up number 6. Roy cuts off Bird. Bird lobs it into Parrish. Parrish walked with the basketball.
And takes a big hoop away from the Celtics.
If you can keep Robert Parrish from turning and force him to put the ball on the floor, he has problems. 6:40 to play. Cavs by 3. Bagley on the baseline. Triple team fall away. No. Johnson to Parrish. Parrish looking inside. DJ threw his hands and out of bounds.
The second mistake. Jack, excuse me, it's the second mistake we've seen DJ make, and you mentioned earlier, he's dragging. He is really whipped right now.
And the Cavs want time to give their guys a rest. 103-100 Cleveland, 6:28 to go. Hang on to your hats.
Dennis down the stretch cannot cling to World like a straitjacket. He's going to have to back off a little bit.
Only the second team foul on Boston. World trying to work on DJ and get him out of the game. Lonnie down low to Hubbard, over Maxwell. He was shoved without a call. It went off Parrish and out of bounds. Cavs will have 13 on the shot clock. 13 on the shot clock, 6:05 on the game clock. Ray Williams looks like he's double dating with Baggs as he had a hold of him.
Either that or it was a new dance step, one of the two.
Good pass into Lonnie, gets the roll. Shelton with 13.
And Bird took a real pounding from Lonnie in the process as he tried to block it.
33 points off the Cavs bench tonight. Ray Williams answers no. Bird with the rebound. Inside to Maxwell, blocked by Poquette. And Hubbs saves it.
Boy, Maxwell swatted Hubbs and didn't get called for it.
World on the move. Lonnie wide open. In and out. Here come the Celtics. Maxwell has to wait because it was a 2-on-3.
That was a good shot by Shelton. You got to take that one. He's hit it most of the night.
DJ behind a Parrish pick. Good. Johnson with 22. Cavs by 3. 5:10 to go in the fourth period. Cavs trying to work a one-man game with World and DJ. Hubbs on the move, had to go back out to World. Poquette on the baseline over Parrish. Poquette with 6.
Nice touch by the big guy in the turnaround.
Bird on the move. Has the ball stripped, but Poquette got him from behind, I believe. Yes.
And that's 5 on Ben. Here comes Roy Hinson back in. Oh, that's a tough break because you want to keep Poquette in there the way he can pop the basketball.
No, they are going to call it on Lonnie Shelton.
Should have been, according to the replay. They first flashed Poquette up there.
So that's 5 on Lonnie and only 4 on Poquette. 4 team fouls on the Cavs. Larry Bird, line left, 3 of 4. Make it 5 of 6 at the line, now 6 of 7 and 26 points in the ball game.
It's his first point of the fourth quarter.
Bird makes it a 3-point Cleveland lead. 4:45 to go in period number 4. What a series between these two clubs. The Cavs trying to give him one more addition. World from downtown, no. Rebound, Maxwell. Parrish looking inside, no. What do we got?
Basket does not count.
The Celtics had called timeout. There's a break for the Cavs. We have played out all of our commercial situations, so we can keep it right here and want to remind you this program is authorized under television rights granted Gaylord Broadcasting Company of Ohio by the Cleveland Professional Basketball Company solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Cleveland Professional Basketball Company and Gaylord Broadcasting Company of Ohio is strictly prohibited.
4:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. And if anybody in this crowd or if anybody watching at home has not shifted the heart pacemaker from neutral into first gear, you better do it now, because the last 4.5 minutes will be something to behold. And I think you said it best, Jack. What a series this has been, no matter what happens to the Cavs tonight. They have played the vaunted Boston Celtics hammer and tong, toe-to-toe through the first 4 games of this series. And if there is a 5th game in Boston, we don't know exactly what time it would be on Sunday. The Celtics have apparently 3 options open, 2 in the afternoon and 1 at night. But if it does get to a 5th game, you can certainly understand Casey Jones' concern and the concern of the Celtics. As they say, in a 1-game setup, anything can happen. Ask the Georgetown Hoyas. And the way the Cavs have played tonight would give you more indication that if they go up against Boston nose-to-nose one more time, they'll be right there at the end of the game. There is no reason to think otherwise.
The Cavs, excuse me, Nev, in ball games decided by 3 points or less on the year are 9 and 5. The Celtics, surprisingly, are only 5 and 5.
And that shows you that Boston usually wins by a big margin. Larry Bird is leading all rebounders right now with a dozen. Lonnie Shelton leads the Cavs rebounders with 7. Roy Hinson has only 4 rebounds tonight and just 8 points. And he's back in there right now.
Williams, Johnson, Maxwell, Parrish, and Bird. Freed, Bagley, Hubbard, Hinson, and Shelton. 10 on the shot clock as Ray Williams looks inside for Robert Parrish. Over Hinson. That one won't go.
Now you want to make sure you get a good shot.
Hubbs will take it. Phil Hubbard with his first basket in the fourth quarter. 19 in the ball game. The crowd is going berserk.
They are absolutely nuts. It's pandemonium time.
Bird. Yes. Bird with 29. That's his first field goal attempt of the fourth quarter. He was fouled one other time.
It looks like for Bird to shoot, Jack, he has to shoot it from the set position. He cannot take the jump shot.
And they're going to call an offensive foul on Roy Hinson, backing in on Dennis Johnson, and Roy is fouled out of the ball game. Roy Hinson fouls out with just 8 points on the night.
Only 8 points and 4 rebounds for Roy Hinson. When you consider, and he gets an outstanding ovation from the Cavs faithful, when you consider, Jack, that in this playoff series, he has been averaging almost 20 points per game and about 9 rebounds per contest, and the Cavs are up by 3 without that. That's remarkable.
3.5 to play. Bird on the baseline against Poquette. Poquette has 4 personals. Poquette blocks him, and they're going to call Poquette for the foul or on bag. No, Poquette.
It's 5 on Ben.
Cavs are over the limit now. Watch it again. Boy, that was all ball.
When you're Larry Bird along the baseline, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Larry Bird, who has averaged 35 points in the 2 playoff games he played, hit number 30 right there. The Cavs by 2. The Cavs hierarchy shaking their heads on the bench. Bird misses the second. Johnson got the rebound, however. Celtics can tie. Ray Williams throws it to Bagley. Ahead to World. No, Hubbard.
Thank goodness for Phil Hubbard as far as the Cavs are concerned, because he trailed the play beautifully all the way.
World was trying to get the 6th personal on Dennis Johnson. 3 minutes to play.
George Karl's going to have a coronary.
Bird misses. Williams taps it in. Ray Williams with 14 and a big hoop for the Celtic bench.
There is no way in the world you can let a guard come in and get a tip in under these conditions.
111-109. Down low to Shelton. To Hubbard. To Bagley. Shelton the rebound. Back up. Offensive foul. Offensive foul on Ben Poquette. No, Lonnie Shelton. And Lonnie is fouled out of the ball game. And they're going to... I don't know when they called it, Nev, because...
I don't either.
It couldn't be shooting unless it happened on the initial rebound. Because if it's after the... If it's while he was shooting the ball, it can't be a free throw opportunity.
It appeared that Lonnie cleanly picked off the offensive rebound, and here is Mark West back in, put the shot back up.
Of course, we could not hear the whistle, but the Celtics can tie the ball game as the Cavs have now lost 2 to fouls. DJ with 23 on the night, 8 for 8 at the foul line. 111-110. We are deadlocked. The 11th tie of the ball game. We have had 10 lead changes. Bagley on the move, looking for World. World against Dennis Johnson. 10 on the shot clock. World from long range, in and out. Illegal defense against the Celtics. The Cavs get a fresh 24.
I think it's on Cedric Maxwell. He was dancing without a partner out there.
Both teams have now been warned about the illegal defense. Mark West with a good pick on Ray Williams. They're trying to double on World. World on the move. No. Dennis Johnson. No. Ray Williams with the foul. His third. Only the third team foul on the Celtics in the fourth quarter with 2:07 to play. World with 28 points in the ball game, 10 here in the fourth quarter. What a struggle this has been.
When you take a look at the Cavs lineup out there on the floor right now, Jack, there are really only a couple of reliable offensive commodities when you consider pressure shots. World is one of them, but you can't say that Mark West is.
World hits a couple of pressure free throws and has 30 after hitting 32 on Tuesday night.
They're going to have to keep going to World.
Cavs back in the defense. Ray Williams on the move. Parrish goes back out to Williams. He thought about the three. Walks into Mark West. The shot would have counted. Mark West is called for his 5th personal foul. And Ray Williams will get free throws. Williams is 2 of 2 at the line and 14 points in the ball game.
If we get one more big man fouling out, George Karl may be forced to use Mel Turpin.
Williams is perfect with the first one. Williams with a 5-point fourth quarter here. Celts can again tie. We are deadlocked at 113 with 1:49 to play in the game, or at least regulation.
Bagley has played every minute of the second half.
Bagley around a Poquette pick. The World against Johnson. Johnson with the 5 personals. World, no. An air ball. Mark West fights for the rebound. It comes to Larry Bird. The Celtics can regain the lead.
Cavs just don't have anybody underneath who can get open against this big Boston front line without Hinson.
Cavs are backing it inside. DJ with 8 on the shot clock.
He'll take it.
No. Rebound Mark West. And he almost threw it away. Bagley saved it. Baggs, offensive foul. Ed Rush blew that one.
Johnson was moving with him.
Only the 2nd personal on John Bagley. You look at Dennis Johnson. He is playing with 5 personals. Baggs was working on him. We won't get a replay. Yes, we will. Stepped into him.
Moved with him and stepped into him.
Bird gets Poquette in the air, puts it up, no, and Poquette with the foul, and Ben is out of the ball game. Ben Poquette is gone. That will get, I believe, Edgar Jones back in the ball game and get Larry Bird at the line with 51 seconds to play. So the Cavs have lost 3. Hinson, Poquette, and Shelton. Boston has lost Kevin McHale. They have gotten Dennis Johnson to play most of the fourth period with 5 personal fouls. And Nev, if Boston ends up winning this game, fans are going to talk about the offensive foul call on John Bagley.
No doubt about it. Baggs was wheeling and dealing. He had World on the other side of the basket trying to dish it off or get around him. Couldn't do it.
Larry Bird, 30 points in the ball game. He has missed 2 free throws tonight. He doesn't miss too many of them in the clutch, however. Boston by a point. The 11th lead change of the ball game. Bird with 32. Cavs need to score. There are 45 seconds to play. Bagley looking inside. World working against DJ. Hubbs from the wing. Yes!
Cavs will get at least one more possession. 30 seconds to go.
Ray Williams into the front court. 15 on the shot clock. Underneath the Bird. He's fouled by World. Good pass by Ray Williams as Larry Bird snuck loose on the baseline. 5 fouls on World. Larry Bird, as Ray Williams did a great job of decoying the Cavs defense, and World had to follow. Bird with 33.
It's a situation Bird wanted for the last 2 days. I want the ball in the final minute in a tight game.
Bird with 34. The Cavs with 23 seconds to play need a basket. World against Dennis Johnson. 12 in the game. Baggs going to try a three, an air ball. Stolen by Hubbard into West. No. Outside the World with 3 seconds to play. DJ with a block. And that's the ball game. Boston wins it in a wild finish as Hugh Hollins and Ed Rush just let them play down the stretch. The final score, Boston 117, the Cavs 115. We'll be back right after we take this timeout.